The adoption of SEPA in Europe has been slower than expected. Do you think the introduction of SEPA has been a success?
Yes, I think SEPA has been a really great triumph for the industry in terms of bringing together the business, the technical and the political angles of driving a new payments initiative all the way across a large area such as the European Union. And I think we've seen a lot of investment by the banks in providing new products and services. However, it hasn't gone quite as quickly as we'd otherwise anticipated or achieved the level of coverage and replacement of the national schemes that we really wanted. And in part that's because of the difficulty in building a business case for something which is primarily a political driver back into the corporate businesses and corporate systems which need to change. And let's face it, we have national schemes all the way across the European Union for payments which have been run successfully for many years, and it's very difficult to replace something which has been so successful and we know everything about with something which is brand new and standardised and comes across as a mandatory change.
When can we expect a migration date?
We at Experian Payments expect that the migration date will be set a little later on this year, and we expect it to be towards the end of 2012. Personally, I think that might end up stretching into the beginning of 2013.
What do you think are some of the key issues that need to be addressed for the full adoption of SEPA?
Well, in addition to the end date which we've already mentioned, it's very important to make sure that all the businesses and the consumers actually understand SEPA and are aware of the opportunities. We believe that corporates need to understand what the impact on their business systems is of the new SEPA payment instruments as they migrate across from the national schemes, and to be really aware of what the business benefits are to them, the advantages of being able to standardise on single data formats and single sets of payment instructions. So, for example, the international bank account number and the bank identifier code. For consumers, it's also important because without consumer adoption of those payment instruments, so being able to pay your bills via SEPA direct debit, it's very difficult for businesses to actually take advantage of those payment instruments, specifically when they're looking at billing. Finally, one of the other barriers to actually fast adoption of SEPA is, of course, the ability to easily transition existing business systems and existing data across to new formats like IBAN and BIC.
How can these be overcome, and how can Experian Payments help?
We've been working with a number of banking associations, with banks and with corporates to help them make a conversion of their data from their legacy basic bank account number, BBAN or domestic format, across to the new international bank account number, the IBAN, and the bank identifier code needed to route payments in this new SEPA world. We've worked very closely with them as part of a data conversion process across to new SEPA-compliant data, working with them to identify, firstly, the errors that are currently in the databases, and then once we've done that, to then convert the data automatically across to the IBAN and BIC format. And that can actually be quite complicated. With many corporates, their data was captured many years ago, and over a period of time has aged, so the branches which it refers to, the banks, may have merged or been acquired. And therefore it's very important to work out which of that data is no longer correct and which needs to be checked back with their customers before being automatically converted into the new format.
Excellent. Thank you very much.